Well, if you watch part one, you know we said this temporary living quarters was going to be a small one. We didn't know how quick it was going to turn into a big project. Today we're finishing up electrical, plumbing, and then, yeah, we hit a problem that forced us to bust up the concrete. We wasn't expecting this. If you're new here, this is an old abandoned shop that we're turning into a temporary living quarters. It ain't nothing fancy. It's just we got to make it functional where we can live there until we get the house built. In part one, we got the insulation in, started framing up the bathroom, started laying out for the plumbing. And that's where it's gonna get interesting. This is part two. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna finish up the electrical, start in on the plumbing, get it all laid out, put in, glued up, ready to go. First thing we tackle, we finish the electrical. That way we have it all done before we continue putting up our sideboards and our insulation and all that, putting up a little tin there in the bathroom. We finished up the outlets, running the wire. Got to run a wire around to the hot water heater. And we framed us up a little building out there on the back and put a water heater in it and got it all functional. So stick around. We kept it simple, enough power just for, you know, our fans, our TV, our heaters, just the necessity stuff. You know, nothing big. We will have small appliances in there like a refrigerator, microwave, and that kind of stuff. Then it came to our septic for our bathroom. This is where it really got interesting. While installing the septic, my man on the excavator noticed a root under our 4-inch pipe. So he reached back to grab the root, and when he did, he busted our 4-inch pipe going into our building. And we wasn't able to repair it without busting up the slab. So we had to go in and jackhammer out the area where the 4-inch went in and put us a new pipe in there. Now, you know, shortcuts there. When you bust a 4-inch pipe that's running through a slab, it's got to be replaced. So we put our pipe in there, and new pipe, whatever, and then we had to mix us up some concrete and put it in, let it set up for a couple days before we could, you know, install our toilet. That's the part you don't see coming. That's that unforeseen stuff, but, you know, hey, it just part of it when you're working on anything. You know, you remodeling a house or turning an abandoned shop into a living quarters, whatever. There's going to be change orders. It slows you down, but it's got to be done, you know, and luckily this is our own project, so we're going to just have to eat the expense. Once we got a drain line in and got all that fixed up and was finished, we was able to move on with our regular plumbing there at our bathroom. Plumbing got finished up. Now we move on to trying to close it up and putting our tin on. We ran into several issues while doing this plumbing. We was, like I said, we was on budget with this thing. So, we took the tub out of the old abandoned house and brought it over and put it into the shop. We used faucets that come from the old house. We put those in, and when we got our water on, we had to replace the seals and gaskets in those old faucets. They were leaking, wouldn't shut off. We used a lot of our plumbing that come from the old house. We didn't run new PEX in here. When we was plumbing this thing, we used our plumbing from the old house that was already in T's and had your elbows on there. And it was CPVC, which you don't really see used a whole lot nowadays, but it can withstand more temperature. It'd go up to, I think, like 200 degrees, where PVC goes up to, it'll withstand like 140 degrees. But that's what we was dealing with. That's what being on a budget, that's what we took out of the old house, and we continue to use that. Except for a couple of areas, I used some PEX there to make a couple of those bends or whatever, but mostly it was all PVC pipe that we put in. For our wall covering, we decided to use some old tin. God blessed us and give us a truckload of tin, so we cut it and used it and covered our walls with it. It worked just fine. Give an old rustic look. And that's gonna work good for our shop here. It ain't about making it fancy. We just want to make it livable and durable, and we kind of like that old rustic look. We come into the front side of this bathroom and we took the cabinet out of this old house, that old abandoned house. They give us the cabinets and everything at it. So we took a cabinet and a small sink there and made us a little kitchenette there to wash our dishes and stuff like that with, while we waiting on our house to be built. This allows us to have a big enough sink to wash our dishes and spoons and stuff like that, and not try to wash them in that little pedestal sink there in the bathroom. And, that can be a disaster, but we'll eventually paint it and put a little stain on it, make it look good. All right, guys, that's where we're at with part 2. We've got our plumbing done. We've got most of our tin up. We've got our electrical run. We're closing things up and getting it to where we can move in here and live. And it's working out pretty good. It's not the best in the world, but hey, this thing is gonna work and be feasible and do its job of what we want it to do. And when we're done and we're moved in the house, this is gonna be a man cave and set up now, just right for that. If you got ideas or suggestions or things that we can add to it to make this thing better, hey, drop me a line in the comments. And ongoing project that I've had the privilege to work on and help these guys so they have a place to live while they're getting their house built. So thank y'all for watching, and tune in for more content. We're working on several different projects. We're storing a little furniture here and there, and we're working on our farmhouse rebuild there. So be sure and like and subscribe and follow us along. And thank y'all for watching. As always, God bless.